Such delicate fineries you might craft with that. Do not catch a splinter, Tamit. You will make fine potions with that, I am sure. Ah, I always forget what that rune means. Material full of potential. sturdy find indeed. A useful find. Georgette. Useful not only for its luster. A potent find, Tamit. Another find for your deep pockets. For furnishing, perhaps. What might you make with that? A fine ore, Tamid. Fewer people staring at me than I anticipated. What a strange time you live in.
Our beloved Grand Sermonizer has been taken from us. What's a nice assassin like you doing in a place like this? Hello, hero. I'd say I'm surprised to see you, but I've been watching you for days. Acting surprised would be so disingenuous. Let's just say I'm pleased to once again be graced by your company. You're exactly who I hope to meet out here. I have a contract. It concerns a corrupt Hlalu noble hiding in Castle Kvatch. A noble who has to die. I know you work for the Dark Brotherhood now. Our organizations may despise each other, but you and I are friends. And friends help each other. This is your territory. I don't want to rankle your superiors by making a social blunder. So here's my brilliant plan. I kill my target, and you take all the credit. Let's me complete my contract while giving you the chance to make a good impression. Smashing. I always enjoy working with you. We have a certain connection, you and I. Don't you just find it to be so intense? I thought about entering the castle, but I have the kind of face everyone always remembers. Beautiful. So I was thinking you go inside, sneak into Dathus's room, and open the secret passage. Then I hop in and take care of business. I don't. Not to deal with Dathus, but I do enjoy sleep. And that's hard to come by when the Brotherhood sends assassins in the night. Better they never see me. If it comes down to it, I'd hate to have to kill anyone without the proper paperwork. Of course I do, darling. What did you expect? That I'd get soft and fat after you abandoned me? Seriously, I'm not sure I like that you joined the Dark Brotherhood. I trust you, of course, but your new family? Not so much. Right to business? Oh, very well. Dathus Ildrum of House Hlalu is one of those blood-sucking creatures that needs to be crushed beneath a heavy boot. He believed fleeing from Morrowind would put him out of reach, but here I am, contract and all. Seemed like bad form to spill all the gory details. Suffice it to say, he swindled some rather important clients and had the audacity to steal from House Hlalu itself. The last straw was when he closed 2 orphanages to open a corner club.
You do not know what a blessing water is until you have gone long without it.
But they'll never silence her voice. Her sermons will live on.
Isn't going to do itself.
This isn't a good time.
May that find better use in your hands.
Worthless gadabouts! Don't make me throw you on your arse!
Wake, wake, my darling. You can sleep when you're dead, which will be sooner than you think.
What? Who are you? What are you doing in my room?
A better question would be, are you here to kill me?
Guards! Guards!
The answer, of course, is most definitely yes. And that saves me the trouble of alerting the castle's defenders. Do me a favor, hero, and make sure someone notices you on your way out.
That's enough, you scheming bastard.
To arms, Tamid!
Wretch.
Time sees your infractions forgotten.
Well?
What?
That went surprisingly well. It's amazing what can be accomplished when trusted associates collaborate to get a job done. House Lalu won't recover the gold he embezzled, but at least Dethus won't be tearing down any more orphanages. And you should join me. I find that a warm fire, a strong drink, and a hot bath, not necessarily in that order, help me unwind after a contract. Besides, this is Kvatch. You can pray, Or you can pray. Or you can drink. I prefer the latter. Not a one hero, but they saw you. Those striking features will be the talk of Kvatch for the next few days. I'd avoid the guards if I were you. Our plan worked flawlessly. Now I won't have to look over my shoulder for the Brotherhood. Thank you. Back to Morrowind, I suppose. Or maybe I'll stick around the Gold Coast for a while, see the sights, take in the ambiance. If you have some free time, hero, let's get together. Work on our mutual cooperation. Who knows, you might even enjoy it. Always a pleasure watching you work, hero. You never notice, but I come around to check on you from time to time. What can I say? You intrigue me. And one of these nights, I'll sneak into your room and... Oh, purely for a social visit, I assure you. Oh, you know how it is. A murder here, an assassination there. A girl needs to stay active. But I wanted to thank you again for all the help you provided back in Deshan. I won't forget that, hero. And I'll never forget you. That's a sweet offer, hero, but I already work for a shadowy organization. Besides, I don't think I'm exactly Brotherhood material. Too much emphasis on pseudo-religious nonsense for my taste. But no offense if you're into that kind of thing.
Just perhaps with a little less zeal until some of this blows over. It's all right to be angry, you faithful of Akatosh.
The Grand Sermonizer! Called home to Akatosh before her time!
But they'll never silence her voice. Her sermons will live on!
Oh, the trials heaped upon Akatosh's faithful servants! Akatosh and his primate will guide us through these troubling times.
I could use a break.
You look rather well equipped. Your weapons, of course. Don't want to get booted from an establishment for using the wrong words again. Are you here about my notice? If that's the case, you're the first suitable candidate to approach me. I do hope your curiosity turns into acquiescence. For the job, of course. I never mean to imply anything else. I need to stop a murderer. Now, before you say, a murderer, just point me in the right direction, I have to admit, it's not that simple. Yes, let me explain. This killer announces his intentions long before he strikes, putting the fear of Myr and men in his victims. You'd think with a warning they could avoid their fate, but alas no, all dead. In the most heinous manner imaginable. A message in an innocent sweet roll. Now he's targeted my associates. This scroll lists everyone who's recently received the threatening pastry. Talk to them and learn their connection before the killer strikes. Discover the link that connects these individuals and you'll find their murderer, hopefully while they're still alive. Do this for me, and I promise you'll like the reward I'm offering. Gold isn't the only favor I'm willing to provide. My sincerest apologies. I didn't mean to offend you. I guess some people wouldn't be satisfied with all the golden anvil or my huge... Nothing! Duly noted. I promise never to make such implications again. Is there anything else you want to ask about before you start hunting the murderer? I'm a respected member of the Gold Coast Trading Company. When I heard that a number of my most trusted associates, as well as other individuals in the area, received one of these tainted sweet rolls, I knew I had to do something. Word gets around. There have been rumors of this sweet roll killer for quite some time. But when one of my associates wound up dead after receiving a delicious baked good, I started making the connection. Not in the least. They really are delicious. No, what makes them so insidious are the tiny notes they contain, a veiled threat and a prediction of impending doom. It's ruining our profits, my tasty friend, and that's something I can't abide. Oh, it's been nothing but a parade of beggars and unworthy miscreants, I assure you. If the lot of those ugly Ogrim lovers were on that list, I guarantee I wouldn't be offering this reward. You, on the other hand, seem to be perfect for the job. Deputized thugs and warrior priests, no thank you. I already have more than enough hands in my gold pouch, what with the demands of business and all. Besides, I'd rather keep this between you and me. It's so much more intimate, don't you agree? I'm a respected member of the Gold Coast Trading Company. When I heard that a number of my most trusted associates, as well as other individuals in the area, received one of these tainted sweet rolls, I knew I had to do something. Word gets around. There have been rumors of this.
Are you talking to me? Why in the world would you ask me about that? I'm just a beggar, you know, I beg. Spare some gold? Look, you better not try anything. There are guards everywhere. What did I do wrong? People are supposed to ignore beggars. Just walk on by like they don't exist. But not you. Oh, you want to help. Will you just go away and leave me alone? I don't want any trouble. But if you must know, yes, I received one of those terrible predictions. Are you happy now? Because... Oh, never mind. I'm gonna get in so much trouble for this. Look, you stay here and look for another beggar to bother. I'm going someplace else. Now leave me alone, or you're going to regret it. Don't you dare follow me. I've got some apples and I know how to use them. I told you to leave me alone! Don't you dare follow me. I've got some apples and I know how to use them.
I could use a break.
So much to do, so little time.
I found the sweet roll killer, Commander. Help!
I don't think this is what Raz meant when he said be discreet. Roz is thinking the spy business might not work out for the Lady Elf. At the first sign of trouble, she lights herself on fire, screams at the top of her lungs, and runs in circles. Roz does not remember that technique in the handbook. The work of the Queen's eyes, that's what's going on here. That business with Captain Apinia wrapped up so quickly, Roz decided to look into another matter before heading home. Turns out, this other matter has eluded Roz for many years. The locals call him the Sweet Roll Killer, yes? Much better than our term. The one who predicts your death and then stabs you in the face. Roz sees that you're looking into this as well. Perhaps we can exchange notes, help each other out. The Rat Master has ears everywhere, and who knows who our stabby-faced killer is. Don't want to give away our plans before we formulate them, yes? Roz suggests we go somewhere more private, once you finish your investigation. Roz and Lady Elf will meet you in our safe house after you finish your tasks. We've commandeered the Enchanter's shop. Not the most luxurious hiding place, but this one has had worse. We're going to have a glorious adventure, just like old times.
Wait, you two know each other? This is so embarrassing.
I've little time for talk.
Not you two. Can't you people just leave me alone? I come out here to think, and all I get is suspicious glances and unfounded accusations. You know I'm a baker, correct? So who else could be the sweet roll killer? Oh, imbeciles. Despite the threats and the loss of business, I did receive one of those menacing sweet rolls. The note inside even predicts my impending death. Would it do any good? From what I've heard, everyone who receives these prognosticating pastries dies, despite the explicit warnings. Who am I to suppose I can avoid the fate that so clearly awaits me? No, I have work to do and my life to live. At least as long as I'm able. People enjoy my cakes and pies. I'd never deny them such delicious treats. But why do the predictions of a tasty bun concern you, I wonder? Seriously? Well, good luck with that. I truly wish you well. All the same, I'll continue with my chosen course of action, seeing as how no one has been able to stop the sweet roll killer so far. Unless, of course, you have a better suggestion. You're suggesting I challenge fate? Alter my comfortable schedule in hopes of avoiding certain death? I suppose that makes a modicum amount of sense. Anvil is nice this time of year, and the pirates do appreciate a good sweet roll.
I love wandering the merchant stalls, examining all the goods that we helped bring to the Gold Coast. I get a certain amount of pleasure from experiencing the result of all my paperwork and negotiations. How did you know about that? I didn't tell anyone. Of course, it was delivered to the trading company building, so I suppose someone could have seen it arrive. Yes, I received a sweet roll. Came in a small box. At first I thought nothing of it. I took a bite and found a slip of paper inside, with a message, but it didn't sound very threatening. Not until you mentioned it. Tomorrow is your last day in Kvatch. I just assumed I'd be going to Anvil in a few days, for business. But there was that wood elf merchant we worked with. I found him floating in a river not far from here. He got a sweet roll with a message. Kept to his daily routine despite the warning. Then one day, he never showed up at the trading company. What? You really think so? I've heard of the Sweet Roll Killer, sure, but why would he target me? I think I'd better just keep doing what I've been doing. Remain in the market, near all the merchants and their customers. That's safe, right? Raymond? I'd rather not discuss my relationship with Riemann if you don't mind. He's everything I abhor about a certain class of trader. Greedy, self-indulgent, and interested in nothing more than increasing his hoard of gold. You were? Well, that makes me feel so much better. If anyone can stop the Sweet Roll Killer, I imagine it will be someone just like you. I'm going to finish my tour of the merchant stalls, unless you think that's unwise. I knew this day was going too well. Now I'm being threatened by a tasty dessert and an insane murderer. I'll go and hide inside the Gold Coast Trading Company. It's sturdy as a fortress, and there are always people around. I'll be safe there. We just have to have faith, my friends. And maybe